Hello and welcome to New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. I am Shelly Walker and it's a joy to be with you today. Reverend Shannon sends her love and she will be back with us next week. If you're new to this community, know that this is an inclusive, progressive, and compassionate community that honors all paths and all people. We're dedicated to spirit-led social justice. We have such an amazing day planned for you today. You're going to be hearing from the one and only Laura Berman in a little bit. But now is our time to center in with practitioner Sarah Forbes.
Thank you, Shelly. I'm practitioner Sarah Forbes, and I invite you to join me now in our time of prayer. So take a deep breath in and get settled into your seat, arriving here now in this moment. It is in this moment that it is so clear to me that the powerful presence of Spirit is all that there is. The beauty, the light, the love of Spirit is moving through all things at all times. And so I know that our community is an expression of that beauty, that love and light. I know that our service is that same expression, uplifting the planet, uplifting each other right here and right now. And so I give great thanks for the expression of Spirit that is our community. I am in such gratitude for the many hands it takes to bring you this experience now. The wonderful musicians, our staff, our ministry, and the beautiful practitioner Shelly that will be speaking today. I know that we are all an expression of love and light. And I know that we are in such grace. And so I release our time and I let it go into the hands of Spirit, into the hands of that force and of goodness, that force of light. And I simply say, blessed be, and so it is. And as I take a deep breath now and open my eyes into this space, I invite you to stay in that prayerful place. Stay in that space of meditation and love and light as we move now into our time of meditation with Brian Harris. And I invite you to also recognize the face of God in you, the face of God in each other and on the planet.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You of God.
Wow, thank you, Brian, for that perfect meditation. We are so blessed to have you. Now is our time to hear from our beloved practitioner, Shelly Walker. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian Harris and Elizabeth Harper, and of course, practitioner Sarah. And we're going to hear an incredible song from the wonderful Laura Berman here in just a few minutes. But before we hear that song, there are a couple of things that I want to talk with you about. Because we're going through some things, you and I, aren't we? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you loving yourself through this time? How are you loving each other? You know, lately I'm noticing that I'm kind of teetering on an edge. On the one hand, I have a really beautiful life that I love, and I'm so happy to have my little family all together under one roof. It might be a circus, but it's my circus, and I love it. But on the other hand, I'm finding that the tears are really close to the surface these days. Sometimes I'm struggling with loving them over there, as Reverend Shannon likes to say. I miss you. I miss us. You know, there are times when I miss living in ignorance about some things that I've learned about this year, about our society, about truth and justice and equality, because there are some things that once seen can never be unseen. But mostly, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I can still feel you even though I miss you and it hurts to miss you. I'm grateful that we can still be together like this even though we can't hug each other close. And I'm deeply grateful that now that I know more about privilege and oppression, I'm more equipped to help make the world a better place. And isn't that what it's all about? So really, I'm grateful for the learning. Some of the things I've learned this year have cracked me wide open. And you know, when you crack something open, you get to see what's inside. When you're cooking, do you ever cut into a bell pepper and you open it and you see the little baby bell peppers that are sprouting inside? It just delights my kids' souls. Well, they wouldn't get to see that if we weren't able to crack open that shell. Well, when your heart gets cracked open, you get to see all of the love and all of the places that are calling for love. So, what is calling for love right now? I deeply feel that we are here at this time for a purpose. We are here to learn. We're here to break open, and we're here to serve. And everything that we are going through is serving this purpose. Even COVID, even the political climate, everything. Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Zen Buddhist spiritual leader, has said, "No mud, no lotus." Without suffering through the mud, you cannot find the happiness of the lotus. Without grit, there is no pearl. The wonderful Bob Seema wrote a song about no mud, no lotus. And thank you, Laura Berman, for this incredible rendition. Laura Berman.
No mud, no lotus, and the dreams, some of which came true. Until the breaks, heartaches, and perfect mistakes created this version of you. Everything you go through grows you, grows you. Everything you go through grows you, exposes who you are. If it hurt, it made you softer. If it was hard, it fueled the hunger. If it touched you, your heart took hold. If it was simple, it made you wise. If it was sweet, it made you smile. Weaved an indelible impression on your soul, and your feet they walked, and your lips they talked, and your hands dug around for the proof. Every look, every book pictured in your mind that you took created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you, grows you. Everything you go through grows you, exposes the roots of an endless summer, part-time, temporary lovers, and the swoon of a deep blue sky. And as the time blew, you planted and you gathered your truth as it passed before your eyes. And the wound is where the light gets in, revealing the masterpiece just beneath the skin. And in the glow of your own light, with your petals open wide, and you bloom right where you are. And everything you go through grows you, grows you. Everything you go through grows you, exposes who you are. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also woke you to the questions you needed to ask.
Oh, Laura Berman, you did it again. You just cracked my heart wide open. And did you hear what she said? And the wound is where the light gets in, revealing the masterpiece that's just beneath the skin. And in the glow of your own light, with your petals open wide, and you bloom right where you are. So, are you blooming or are you in the mud? maybe like me, it's a little bit of both. The invitation today is for us to lean into this idea that the wound is the place where the light gets in. And it's in that glow of your own light that you bloom. So how do you let the light in? Well, you can stop trying to hide the wound. You can acknowledge it to yourself. You can name the feelings that arise when you acknowledge the wound. Remember, Reverend Shannon said, you name the feeling. This is pain. This is betrayal. This feeling is grief. Simply naming the feeling allows that wound to crack open and allow the healing light in. James Baldwin said, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Cracking open the wound and allowing the feelings to come up and out will not change the past. I'm sorry. But what it does do is it allows us to face the things that need to be changed now, that need to be healed now, that need to be aired now. Kintsugi is the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery by mending the areas of breakage with lacquer dusted or mixed with powdered gold or silver. It treats the breakage and repair as part of the history of an object rather than something to disguise. It's almost as if the cracks make the object even more beautiful. What if your breakage and attempts at repair were something to highlight and to celebrate instead of something to hide away in disguise? And what if maybe the wounds in our country are healing in the same way? What if the pain is being brought to the light for healing? And what if the comfortable lies are being stripped away so that the uncomfortable healing can begin? And what if, as we let the healing light in, what if we are all just learning how to bloom? Laura just so beautifully sang, everything you go through grows you and exposes who you are. It takes a lot of courage to be willing to be exposed. But when we meet each other in compassion, it's a lot less scary. That doesn't mean that you need to go around showing your deepest, darkest self to everyone. Not everybody needs to see all of you. But meeting each other with compassion is key. Last week, do you remember Reverend Shannon told us to put love in our eyes and see how everything looks different? How are you doing with that? Did you remember to practice? I've been practicing the loving them over there bit, and here's what I've learned. Sometimes it's a lot easier to put them over there than it is to actually do the loving. I have to remember that if I am othering someone, I am alienating a piece of my own heart. So now I actually have been practicing what Reverend Shannon has been teaching us. And I might need to stay a safe distance from someone. I might need to set that strong boundary, but I can still stop and love the light of divinity within them. But I have to remember that it's a two-step process. First, you set the healthy boundary. But then you have to take a moment to actually love them, to generate that feeling, a genuine feeling of love, and if possible, gratitude for them, and to take the time to feel that love, to feel it as if they're in the room with you. It takes time and it takes effort, and I'm here to tell you that it is completely worth it. Because when we let the light in, when we actually do the work to love ourselves and each other, these subtle shifts begin to happen. We begin to remember who we are, and life starts to rearrange itself to serve this awakening, to serve our purpose. I got to take a writing workshop last weekend from one of my very favorite writers, Anne Lamott. And in the first 5 minutes, she made me cry by saying, and I heard it in all capital letters, "Stop not writing." And I think the reason that made me cry is because for me, writing is one of the ways that I let the light in, that I air the wounds, that I show myself, expose myself to the world. And I haven't been doing enough of that lately. So my question for you is, what are your ways to let the light in? Maybe it's art or journaling or tea with friends, even if it's over FaceTime for now. Maybe it's a deep commitment to your spiritual practice. Maybe it's watching the news at night and actually doing the work to love them over there. Whatever it is that you do to let the light in, stop not doing that. The world needs you. I need you. You need you to bloom so you can give your best to life, and life can give back in equal measure. So here's what we're leaning into this week. First of all, allow life to crack you open, and then name the feelings that come up. Remember to practice the loving and not just the othering. And do the thing that serves your healing, your light. We've got this together. We're just leaning in. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed? He said the patterns of the pain in your past, those things that broke you, they also awoke you. So good morning, sunshine. It's time to get to work. Let's lean into this light together. Let's pray. Turning within to the power of the one life, that one beneficial presence that is with us and for us, the love that is everywhere present. How good it is to take a moment to simply remember that there is a living, loving presence of grace on this planet, and it is expressing in, through, and as each of us. And so we pray. We pray to remember that all of the cracking open that is happening so that we can grow, so that we can live our best life in peace, in the harmony of spirit. And so I speak a word of blessing on the growth, blessing on the courage that it takes to look at the feelings, to name them, and to allow them to grow us. And I speak a word of blessing for everything that's happening in our country, that this same activity of healing is happening right now. It's happening as the political climate changes. It's happening as the protest climate changes. It's happening as each one loves someone else by choosing to wear a mask. All of these activities of spirit are really just one thing that is happening, and it is the grand healing of humanity. And it is happening right before our eyes. And so I bless this activity of love this day. I bless every place on the planet where this healing is happening, in individual hearts, in small groups, in online services like this. It is all happening for a very high purpose, so that we can bring more love, more light, more grace to this planet. Oh, for this and so much more, I'm deeply grateful, and we let it be. Blessed, blessed be. And so it is. I'll be back with you in just a minute.
Thank you, Shelly. You are truly an inspiration to all of us in this community. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. You totally rock. Speaking of rocking, we will have Laura Berman in a minute, but before that, this is our time for conscious giving. So for those of you who can't give financially at this time, there are still other ways that you can give. First of all, we would like to reach 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, and this way we can continue our global ministry once we're back in the sanctuary with live stream. So please, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and do that now. If you need more information, you can go to our website, but subscribe and then share with all of your friends, and that will help us reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm so excited about that. I know that it's going to happen soon for sure. And then also for those of you who can contribute financially now, thank you so much for the opportunity to continue what we do in sharing this beautiful message with the world. So there are many ways to give. You can send a check into the center. You can go through your bank, go to our website and check that out at newthoughtscsl.org. Or one of the best ways is text to give at 503-966-3236. So any way you can give today, that is awesome. Thank you so much. So whatever way you choose to consciously give today, take that energy into your heart and let's say this blessing together. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. And now the incomparable Laura Berman.
Gonna happen here. Did you think I would dive right in and drown in all my fear? But I'm rising to the surface. I feel I have purpose to be love's volunteer. Now you got the best of me. I'm feeling so strong, awake to my spirit, singing a brand new song for you. Now you got the best of me. I'm feeling alive, and if you think you know me, you may be surprised at what you see. 'Cause I learned to be the real me, yeah. The real me.
Well, thank you, Laura Berman. Y'all make sure you're following her on social media because she's doing some really cool stuff. And her music website is laurabermanmusic.com. We're going to be hopping over to our Zoom chat here in just a minute. So if you'd like to join the community there, the links are on the website. And now is our time for our benediction. So may you go in the light, as the light, and with the light until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are loved. We'll see you next week. Oh, right back here with Reverend Shannon, and Faith Rivera is going to bring us the Aloha Spirit from Hawaii. We'll see you then. Bye.